name is Harold Carothers III. I'm 39 years old and I'm running for mayor of Portsmouth.
And what made you decide to throw your hat in the ring? From what I can see, this is your first time running for political office, yes?
Yes, sir. I've been paying attention to what's going on in the city, and it seems like the current leaders don't care. A lot of things in the city has been going down significantly since 2020. One of the first things I like to mention is that on June 10th, 2020, when our police chief Angela Green got fired, I started noticing the morality of the police officers going down because pretty much they couldn't effectively do their job because they seen her get ridiculed and hung out to dry for doing her job. And since then, the crime started going up. The communication as far as different city offices, they're not communicating effectively. In the past 4 years, we done had four city managers, six deputy chief financial officers, and these things actually is destroying the city, and no one in the city council is taking accountability or speaking up for it, and it's destroying the city.
No, sir, are you from Portsmouth yourself?
Yes, sir.
You say destroying the city, so you're more or less saying that the turnover, the constant turnover in leadership is hampering progress.
Yes, sir. I mean, you got to understand these things. For a police officer, first off, officers, when they got to do this, is one of the hardest jobs a police officer. Pretty much being a police officer in the city is a very, very hard job because they risk their lives each and every day. And they have to do some things that we may not understand and some things that we might don't comprehend, but it's their job. And when they do these things, they have to feel supported. You know, they have to know that the city is going to stand by them. And when you have like the situation we have where the city completely not standing by them and they leaving them to dry instead of taking accountability for the things that they're doing, then it's going to make these officers not want to work. It's going to kill their morality. And we all know if you don't have no law, you don't have no order. So that right there was a start that I started noticing of the falling of the city because, like I said, right now we're down 90 police officers. And you got to ask yourself, why are we down these many officers and why don't nobody want to work for the city? And you have to understand that everybody, they want to feel good about what they're doing. They want to feel strong. They want to have strong relations with the city. Like I said, that is a hard job, but you want to feel good about what you're doing. And when that start happening, the city, is pretty much everything started going down because of power issues. People want to be seen and people just want the power over other people. And as of right now, it's like I said, it's destroying the city. The city, nobody feel comfortable working for the city because they feel as though that they're gonna lose their job if they don't follow what other people agendas is that's not actually doing what's best for the city.
So how would you, being mayor, uh, change the course?
I feel as though, you have to give these officers, you have to let these officers know that somebody's going to stand by them. And not just the police officers. You got the sheriff office, you got all the officers, you got the waste management, you have the city manager, like we have a new city manager and a police chief. You have to stand by them and listen to their advice and trust their opinion because you gave them that job for a reason. And what I noticed that they don't trust their opinion. All they want to do is you do what I say, but truth be told, they don't have the background and experience that all these people that they hire do. So they don't trust them to do their job. And when you feel as though like you can't trust a person, like if you hire these people and they don't trust you to do their job, then it's gonna hurt their morality and they're not gonna want to work. So the first thing I want to do is give them that discretion back. I want them to know that no matter what, the city's gonna have their back because they're doing in their best interest for the city. I want the like a lot like these positions. Imagine coming here and you're a city manager and you just seen them getting fired for it's a bunch of reasons why people say they're fired, but the truth is we don't really know what's going on, but this is what people see. So the reputation of the city is completely falling. And people, they have to be able to know that if they're going to give up their life to come work for a city, you're going to have to stand by them. And I want to give them that back. I want to pretty much increase the relationship with everybody in the city. Like right now, our school system is 118 out of 131 districts in the state, which is horrible. And like Norcom, that's 315 out of 326. So you sit back to see what the current council is gonna do to try to bring people closer. And I don't know if you seen the city council meeting last night, but like the city council meeting last night, you seen all these teachers fighting to get what they deserve and what they was promised. So that's one thing. If you can't keep a promise on what you're promising to the people that's giving up everything they can to be a part of the city and to help bring the city up, then it's gonna kill anybody that would want to come to the city and work. So these things they have to be rectified, and people have to stand up and hold everybody accountable for what they're doing instead of pointing blame to everybody, each and everybody, when truth is they can do their job and they can do a lot more. So like that is one of the things that I want to bring. I want to bring accountability back to the city. I don't want everybody pointing the fingers at this person and that person and actually nothing is getting done. I want everybody to be held accountable for what they have to do so that people can feel comfortable to do their job.
Now, what I've noticed your campaign, I look through all campaign finance reports as I do following the funds. You haven't raised any money at this point. Is there a reason behind that?
A lot of times what I notice is if you look at the VPAP statements on everybody have agendas. Example, you go to these endorsement meetings, and I went to one endorsement meeting. They saying, can you, would you consider raising the tax? I'm not for that. So I'm not gonna put up with somebody's agenda or take funds from somebody to push their agenda. When truth be told, this office is to help the people. It's to not put nobody above nobody, but to give everybody an equal and a fair chance at success in the city. So I'm not gonna take money for people to promote their agendas when that's when they want to do. So that's why I haven't took any endorsements. I haven't taken any money because everybody wants you to do what they want you to do, and a lot of times it's not what's best for the people in the city.
How are you? Do you have any signs? How are you paying for those?
Myself, yeah, myself.
Okay. Now, what would you be um your philosophy for the Portsmouth waterfront where the jail is?
I think that community input. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think the casino should have went there. I mean, like I feel like where they put the casino in, that was the worstest place in the city to put a casino. I feel as though a couple years ago it was an issue with the jail. I remember the jail was condemned. So being that the jail was already condemned, and we had the regional whereas it had to actually be torn down. I think that that's where they should have put the casino because it could have helped a lot of businesses. Like you had the Renaissance next to the casino, you have the waterfront right there, so that it would have been a beautiful place where they could have made money and people could have came. They could have caught various ways of transportation. Like right now we have the in Norfolk they have where the cruise ships will be coming in and docking. So you have a lot of opportunities that I feel like the waterfront would have been a great place for that casino. But I mean, being that that is already done, I feel like, it should be I feel like multi-use properties would be good there. I grew up in Portsmouth and I remember walking downtown to Crawford Street and we had like a little place where you can sit down and you go get your pizza, you can get your hot wings, you could drink, and you could pretty much, they had like the little stage in the middle of the water, the concert. I felt like that was a beautiful thing that was going on in the city. And I feel like we should bring something like that back. We need to have, first off, multi-use property. So you can pretty much help, like I feel like the teachers, so they can have places down there where they can stay at, because Portsmouth, we doing bad with hiring teachers and affordable housing. So I feel like affordable housing would be a good place to put right there on the waterfront so people, they can clear their mind and they don't have to pretty much be anywhere. So I feel like I want to turn it back over to the people where they can go and relax, and pretty much, like I said, affordable housing, multi-use properties where you can have a business at lower levels, and you got you have the apartments upstairs so people can, pretty much get affordable housing and pretty much enjoy the waterfront. That's what Portsmouth is all about. It's all about that water strip. And I feel like people should be able to enjoy it a lot more than what they have going on right there.
The the Portsmouth has often come, of course, as you already brought up, under criticism for being dysfunctional. How would you lead and deal with people that may not agree with you?
I mean, I believe that these are things that when you work with people, you have to take time to know each and everybody that you're working with. So I feel like a lot of the conversations that they have, as you see, man, I speak at the city council meetings a lot. I feel like a lot of these conversations that they could have before they even come sit in front of the public. So a lot of the issues, like it's an agenda, so they know what they're going to be talking about. They know what issues that they have, and I feel like they should have these issues settled out off camera and talk within each other before they even get on camera. So what I want to do, I would like to pretty much talk and to get to know everybody, because like example, I feel like Dr. Whitaker, he have a lot of issues with race. So if you know a person's gonna feel like that about certain situations, you should talk to them and pretty much understand where they're gonna come from, so that in the middle of the meeting they won't just pop these things out to make everybody else feel uncomfortable. So I feel like communication. I would have open communication with everybody on these subjects so we can talk and we can all see how we can all best help each other instead of embarrassing each other because we're not doing our job. I feel no one is doing their job other than I feel like everybody just come to the council meeting that day and that's the only day they work. They don't put in the extra work. They don't feel as though walking the extra mile. And me, I would take those initiatives to walk the extra mile and to talk to people to understand how they may feel about these issues. And before we get to the meeting, we can rectify situations to make sure that everybody gets exactly what they need versus embarrassing everybody on national TV.
Did what do you do for work, sir?
I was working for a company called Quench, and I was working for I was a contractor with Dominion Energy. I actually moved back to the city, and I started pretty much investing and doing a bunch of time here in the city, just helping everybody out. I got a what you call a Love Thy Neighbor campaign. So as of right now, I'm just going around, just trying to help people the best way best way you can. And I pretty much raised a lot of money when I was working at my other job. So I'm just sitting around because I feel as though Portsmouth need 24-hour hands-on. They need people to be able to drive these streets and to know what's going on. So I can't run an effective campaign if I got to go work 9, 10 hours and then come out here to act like I'm really involved with the people. I feel as though that I need to take this time into pretty much like an interview. Like this is an interview. Running for mayor, that's an interview to the people in the city to let them know I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in these neighborhoods. I'm gonna live these issues. I'm gonna walk the walk. I'm gonna talk the talk. So as of right now, I put that to the side because I feel as though the issues going on in Portsmouth is a lot more important than trying to make a couple dollars.
I have to ask you, I look at the court records for everybody. I saw you had a trespassing charge in July. What is that about?
I was doing a Love That Neighbor campaign, and somebody actually was breaking into a house that was next door. It was a couple, people around here, they breaking in a lot of houses. So to effectively secure the neighborhood, I put the people out, I changed the locks on that house. And when the people came back, they didn't understand what was going on. So they had the police come around. And when I came out, I talked to them. So pretty much, they was, I want to trespass and charge. I didn't get mad at it because I know I was taking care of the whole neighborhood and I was taking care of the street. And if I got to be the one to step out to take these chances, and yes, I stepped up and I put those bums out of that house because it was directly next door to my family's house. And I pretty much, like I said, I took over the property because it was abandoned for the past 8 years. So I just pretty much was taking care of it, cutting the grass and everything. And when the people just came in town and they seen everything, versus them coming to have a conversation, they just went full police and called everybody around there. And of course, as a person that's not doing anything wrong and is not scared to hide from anything, I stood there and made sure everything was effective. And I'm going to stand up to that case face on.